Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory belong to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Makakodash. Double honors unto the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the all elect, right? The men that are pushing this truth in the four corners, in the highways and byways. All right, it's brother Yakal coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, the Makakodash. And this lesson is going to be entitled, the smallest things have the greatest weight. All right, the smallest things oftentimes have the greatest weight, because a lot of times what you find is that persons would overlook, something, but because it's small or insignificant, like the scriptures say in let me see if I could find it real quick. I think that's Psalms 8. Psalms 8. Yeah, this is Psalms chapter 8 and verse 2. It says, out of the mouth of babes and suckling as thou ordained strength because of thine enemies, that thou mightest steal the enemy and the avenger, and when you really go into this, that babes and suckling is going into what? Men that are young, men that are insignificant, they don't have, any great stature in society. All right. And the scriptures say that what? The Most High is going to use the base things of this world to confound the wise, and that's just going into the lesson of how the smallest things at times have the greatest weight. All right. And that's why you should never overlook any aspect of this truth. All right. Any aspect of the doctrine, it's all important, especially those milk scriptures, those milk breakdowns. All right. Because by it, you're going to grow, you're going to have a strong foundation. You see? Nonetheless, let me get a scripture that I just quote, which I believe is 1 Corinthians chapter what is it? 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and 18, I believe. Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 18. It says, for the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but to us which are saved, it is the power of the Most High. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. All right. And that's what the Most High is going to do. The wisdom of the wise, referring to what? The doctrine of this society. He saw in his education system men that are lifted up because of this society. The Most High is going to destroy the wisdom of the wise. He saw in all this PhD in philosophies and doctrine and all that. All right. It says, where's the wise? Where's the scribe? Where's the dispute of this world? Had not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. All right. And the foolishness of preaching, that's something that's viewed as insignificant, but through something as foolish as preaching, all right, the Most High is going to save them that believe, them that hear the word and continue in the doctrine. All right. Let me look for the exact part. Yeah. Let me see. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 25. Because the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men, and the weakness of the Most High is stronger than men. So what is considered foolish, all right, with the Most High is wiser than men, than the things of this society. All right. And the weakness, with the Most High is what's stronger than the things of this society. All right. Going back to what? The prophets, with this doctrine. All right. Things that are viewed as, insignificant. All right. Yeah, verse um 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. You know, and when you look at what's going on in the camps, all right, you don't find, many brothers in the camps being doctors and lawyers. You don't find many brothers in the camp being um psychologists and all these, fancy things. You often find men being what? Base. All right. And that's how the most like, um, cause us to remain humble. All right. Brothers are what? Into construction. Brothers even hustle, sell whatever clothes or whatever it is, to put food on the table. All right. Verse 27, it says, but the Most High had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. All right. And what's the foolish things of this world? The foolish things, you know, of this world is what people see as being foolish. All right. For example, us being out there on the streets preaching every single Saturday, week in and week out, is viewed as being foolish, but the Most High is going to use those simple things to confound the wise. Mosai and the Mosai had chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things that are mighty. Look at the men. We ain't have great stature and status in this society, but the Mosai is going to choose us to confound the mighty and the wise in this world. All right, because a lot of them they can't tell you what's going to happen. They're not going to be able to cope in the destruction and in the times to come. You see, it says, and the base things of the world and the things that are despised are the most High chosen, yea, the things that are not, to bring to naught the things that are. All right. God. All right. So going back um to the scripture I wanted to bring out initially, which is Sirach chapter 11 and 1. It says, wisdom lifted up the head of him that is of low degree, and maketh him to sit among great men. Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance. And you find this a lot. A lot of people show respect to persons because of how they look. All right. The scripture talk about our poor man would save an entire city, through his wisdom, and yet he would be hated. Why? Because of his stature. All right. It says, commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance. And you see a lot of these Israelite camps, they are being commended or applauded because of how beautiful they dress, how well organized they are in the purple and gold and the red and gold, or the black and white, or whatever color they choose to uniform the entire camp in. All right. And other men are being abhorred because, they come out in sackcloth. All right. They're being abhorred because they follow the scriptures. They're being abhorred because they acknowledge that this is not our rest. And we're not going to seek, to be in this spirit of mirth all the time in this society. All right. Referring to the men of great millstone, oftentimes, being termed or called the bum camp. You see, verse 3, and this is the point. It says, the bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things, you know. And right there goes into the lesson that the small things oftentimes have the great weight. All right. The things that we overlook, are oftentimes should be priority. All right. Because look at what the bee, being so small, is able to produce, the chief of sweet things. You see? But we're gonna, say, hey, the bee is insignificant. It shouldn't be producing such something so sweet. It should probably be something majestic as an eagle or something. But the Mosai had set it up this way. All right. Where the base things are going to have great glory. All right, like the scripture saying in Matthew that the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first. Verse 4 says, "Boast not of thy clothing and raiment, and exalt not thyself in the day of honor, for the work of Yahweh are wonderful, and his works among men are hidden." All right. Now, to give the example of one of the greatest thing that men overlook, all right, pertaining to this truth because of how base it is Acts chapter 4 and 12. But before I read it, let me just read this. This is First Peter chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, "As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby." All right. And the milk goes into what? The base scriptures, the basic scriptures. All right. The scriptures that would help you to build that strong foundation, the breakdowns that would help you to build that strong foundation. All right. And one of the most important, basic breakdown is the names of Yahawah and Yahawashi. All right. That's one of the most, or the most important breakdown in my perspective. All right. Why? Because within those names lies salvation, and men overlook that. These other camps overlook the importance of the name Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. All right. This is Acts chapter 4 and verse 12. It says, "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other under heaven, none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved." All right. And this is to show how something as simple as Yahweh and Yahawashi, the names of the Most High, have the greatest weight. All right. Because within those names lie salvation. All right. And you can't, twist it or turn it. You can't go around it. All right. And try to get salvation through any other name, not Jesus, not Allah, not Buddha, none of these other names. All right. And you can't refer to the Most High as thou please. All right. It says, let me read verse 11. It says, "A stone which was set at naught of you builders, which is become the head of the corner, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved." You know, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. I want to say double honors unto the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone once again, and salutations to you brothers that are pushing this word out in truth and in sincerity. All right, throughout the four corners of this earth. All right, shalom.